What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna. I was going to come on today. I was going to save my viewing for tomorrow's Mental Health Friday because I have some great stuff to talk to you all tomorrow on my Mental Health Friday. But today I decided to come on. I'm going to have a little conversation with you all about the whole beef that's between Mechee X and Dr. Boyce Watkins. Woo, baby. So I already got off the phone with my homegirl, Michi, and I told Michi that I was going to go live with that. And I'm going to give the people my feedback and some insight. So that's what this message is about. But that's what real friends do, right? Real friends, they don't go and try to capitalize off of anybody. They let them know, right? So you won't be out here gossiping or anything like that. I let her know I was going to go live and I was going to say some things to the audience. So I think there are some things that we have to really process and what I want y'all to know and hear. And so y'all already know. Let me just put it this way. I gotta set the stage, right? So I gotta let you guys know that everyone has their position and their role in this journey that we're on, trying to elevate our people, trying to change some behaviors that are not conducive for our community, trying to get our damn reparations. You know what I'm talking about. Trying to, we're just trying to be overall better as a community. Everybody has their role. Everybody has the work that they have to do. I got my role and I got the work that I do and what's set up for me, and everyone else is in their own position. And sometimes, just sometimes, things happen. Sometimes people do not all get along. Sometimes people get offended. Sometimes people come at you, on a negative. Sometimes people are just shisty. Sometimes people have a hidden agenda. There's a lot of things that can happen in this space. And the more popular somebody becomes, and the more someone is able to motivate or move a crowd, the more of a threat they become to other people. Why? I don't know. That's not for them to figure out. That's for that person that views the next person as a threat. That's their own self-work to do. So with that being said, let me take off my shirt because it's going to get hot in here. It's going to get hot in here because we're going to have a real conversation, right? We're going to have a real conversation. I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and share this video. I'm going to need you also to subscribe to this channel because this is only for my YouTube audience today. I am not on here talking to my Facebook family. It's only YouTube today. So I'm going to need y'all to share the video. Y'all all got to share the video. I'm going to keep it clean. I'm going to keep it clean so y'all can share the videos. I know some of y'all be having your children watch me. And you're like, Doc, my kids be watching you. So, I'm trying to get better with my language. Y'all know I got a nasty mouth. So go ahead and share the video. Give the video a thumbs up. If the haters is out there, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs down. For all of my moderators in the chat, I thank y'all so much. Let people have their way. People can have their conversation just as long as they're not being disruptive, right? We're not going to block them. People are going to have their own opinion. So we're going to let people rock with that today, unless they're getting crazy. Now, if they start getting crazy, y'all already know what to do, moderators. I love y'all so much. So let's talk about this. First of all, we all have crossover audiences, but I'm going to play the stupid role today. I'm going to assume that not everyone knows who Mechee X is. I'm going to make that assumption, even though I know we all have crossover audiences and y'all all should know who she is, but I'm going to assume that y'all don't. Now, who is Mechee X? The person that y'all see on social media or on your screen or on your phone, however you view her, the person that y'all see is who she is, but she's so much more than the person you guys see on the screen, right? That's what all of us, we're so much more than what you see. We live normal lives. We have normal families. We have friendships, right? We're not only what y'all see on the screen. And what y'all see on the screen is a snippet, is a small little amount of who we really are. So a lot of people are out here and they're coining Mechee X like she's a loud mouth curse. I mean, she passionate. And Mechee X can cuss somebody out, hands down. Like, she gets the crown. She can cuss somebody out. She is passionate. However, people are only using what they see as a personality. And I'm not saying that she's pretending, because she's not pretending. She is not. I'm telling y'all, that's Michi. She's not pretending. But at the end of the day, online, she is a personality, just like I am a personality online. She is a personality. So what you're seeing is you guys take that and you make so many assumptions about who Michi is. Y'all make so many bad assumptions. Y'all call people names because it's easy for y'all to be keyboard gangsters when you're sitting across the screen and not actually doing the work. So let me give you guys some insight into this whole thing with who Mechee X is and who Dr. Watkins is. And the reason why I can talk about this is because I was on that platform before Michi was on, but we came on very close at the same time. And that's how I met Michi, from being on that platform. So let me tell you this. Y'all gotta understand this. Let me start there. That's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna start with. Michi is a very passionate person, and y'all gotta really understand that. Everything that Michi does, she does it from her heart. Everything, the good and the bad. The good, you get on her good side, everything she does from the heart. You get on her bad side, everything she does from the heart. Okay, same place. You can have the good light side of the heart or the good dark side of the heart, but she's going to do it with passion. When Mechee X came to Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel, Michi full out ran with this man. Michi had his back 100%. So the passion that you all see is the passion that she brought to his network. I'm not just talking about in videos, how you guys see us online. I'm talking about in real life. I'm talking about being in each other's personal spaces and her having continuous conversations with him, ideas, putting things together, and anything she ran with, she did it successfully. She was not looking at that time when we were on it. She was not looking at Dr. Watkins as somebody she can get over on, somebody that she was combative with. It wasn't that kind of beef. He revered her so much. He had so much love, so I thought, for Michi. And Michi had love, so I know, for Dr. Watkins. I know this. Why do I know this? I'm going to tell you this for that. Why do I know this? I watch Michi. I watch Michi grow. I watch Michi give this man so many ideas. I watch Dr. Watkins give Michi the torch to run with a lot of the ideas she came up with. I watched Dr. Watkins when he used to come into our training groups, teaching us how to be online personalities. I watched him use Michi as the measuring tool and the measuring stick. I watched him train us using her strategies and pointing it out that they were her strategies and that she was good at what she does. I watch this in real life, all of us having conversations about this. Then one time we was in Philadelphia and I watched Michi move the whole stage. I watched Michi move the whole audience. And I watched how much the people came up to Michi and they were speaking with Michi. Michi was the star of that conference. If y'all hear some noise, I'm sorry. I'm not home, so my family is coming in. I'm at my auntie mommy's house. My family's coming in, so if y'all hear some noise, y'all just going to have to work with me because I couldn't wait to do this. So with that being said, we went out to eat. It was Michi and I. And I asked Michi at the table, what are you doing with this network? Or what is your goals? What are your plans? And everything she said to me, I don't remember everything verbatim, but I remember what she said in terms of where she was going with it. And she said, I want to help Dr. Watkins, ... And every vision she had, every word that came out her mouth was the focus on helping Dr. Watkins and his channel. And she saw his vision and she believed in his vision. And that was at the time he asked her to go on to YouTube, Fly Nubian Queens. There was a certain amount of us, I was included in that. It was only like 2 or 3 of us who were given the invitation to go on to Fly Nubian Queens to build up that network. Michi didn't see anything else at that time but the fact that she wanted to help this man grow that network. That's how much passion she had. And I remember saying to her at that dinner table, I said to her, you should really focus on doing your own thing. Like you're bigger than this. And you got to get to the point where you got to branch off and you have to grow your own audience and you got to stand on your own feet. It's cool that you want to do all of this stuff with Dr. Watkins, but the truth of the matter is you got a platform, baby, and you have a skill and the people listen to you and you have a passion that we need in this community. You should just really consider doing your own thing. And you know what she said to me? She said, I know when the time is right and I get my spoken word out there, then I will focus on me at that time. But right now, I want to be able to help him. So I'm going to do that because I'm the kind of person, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, yada, 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 yada. And she did that. And it was that moment I started to pull away from the network. Now, I pulled away for different reasons. I'm not like anybody else on the network. Everyone is unique in their own way. But when I say I'm not like everyone else on the network, I am a licensed individual. You understand what I'm saying? I am held by an oath to the government. And there's certain things that can jeopardize my license to practice. My license to practice is how I go about helping my community. So if I lose the opportunity to help my community work through their trauma and their pain, I lose a lot. So some of the stuff that was going on, I didn't want to be involved with it. So I started to scale back because it was not my cup of tea. And what we was expected to do and how we was expected to operate, it just didn't fit right with me because it's not my personality. It's not me. It's not my cup of tea. And at the end of the day, when I'm at my close to my retirement, I got to make sure my coins stay running because ain't none of y'all going to take care of me. Right? So I said, no, I don't want to hurt my business. Let me step back. And I did just that. Michi kept going. Michi kept going. Michi just kept going and going and going until she hit a conflict. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole conflict because she's already showed you guys her receipts. She already gave you guys the story. But here's one thing I'm going to say that Michi is right about in terms of some women coming forth about not getting paid or feeling like they were taken advantage of. I wasn't one of those women. I always got paid. So I'm not going to sit up here and I'm not going to say he doesn't pay anybody because I wasn't involved in that world. No one comes to me and tells me what he's not doing or what he's doing because people view me a little differently. So they're not going to tell me everything. And that's cool. And I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I got my coins. I always got my coins. But most importantly, I knew my limits. Michi didn't. So when I start off the question by saying, who is Mechee X? Mechee X is too kind. You guys may not see it, and you don't have to see it, but I am going to speak up on it. She is too kind. But when she feels that she is hurt, when she feels that someone is taking advantage of her, and when she feels disrespected, Michi blows. And she blows loud. Now, some of y'all don't like that because y'all like people to hide behind who they are. Y'all like people to make you guys feel good, make you guys feel comfortable. You like people that speaks to your condition and the way you were raised to understand language. Somebody who curses like her, you've been raised to understand curses are bad. You don't look at curses as just words. You look at it as it's bad words, and you shouldn't say it because y'all put good and bad to a lot of meanings, and y'all associate things with a lot of dichotomy. And what I mean by that is right or wrong, good or bad, black or white. I don't live my life like that. People talk the way they want to talk. People say whatever they want to say, and I listen to the message because I'm able to see past what people say and how they say it. I just want to hear the message, which is a problematic thing for many of you all. If people don't speak the way you want them to speak, you have something negative to say about them, even if you don't know them. If you can't sit back for just a moment and see the hurt that this woman experienced to be played like that, to be taken advantage of. And she did try to work it out before she took it public. If you guys can't understand that as humans, I don't know what to tell you. Now, who is Dr. Watkins? I know Michi highlights a lot of negative things about Dr. Watkins, and from her reality, a lot of those things are true. And from the reality of other women who have experienced him and other men who may have experienced him in that way, those things are true. So I'm not going to tell you that he's not that person, because I'm never going to invalidate somebody else's experience. So if they say that this is who Dr. Watkins is, this is who Dr. Watkins is as well. But I also want to give you guys another perspective of Dr. Watkins. Now, let me just give you the perspective, and then I'll go on my thoughts of where we are today with Dr. Watkins. Dr. Watkins, yes, he did it from a position that can help him grow his network without a doubt. Without a doubt, I'm going to get into that. But Dr. Watkins has been, at the time I was there, hold on one second, y'all. I got to address something. Somebody said, if you say Mechee X don't curse, you are already full of it and dishonest. Who said Mechee X don't curse? You see, let me stop right there. Let me stop this conversation for just a moment, because this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. People, you guys, y'all so led by your emotions. It is so disturbing. And maybe it's disturbing for me because I'm a clinician. I'm a therapist. I'm a head shrink, so some of y'all call me. So maybe it's disturbing for me. But I gotta tell you something. The way you guys fail to manage your emotions, even in a chat, it is disturbing. Because you all are a part of our community. You all are having children. You all are, some of y'all cursing or whatever the case is. I don't know. But some of y'all having children. Some of y'all in so-called relationships. And if you are not able to manage your emotions in a chat on social media, that's scary. That's scary. Because the truth is, you don't have to respond. Why are you so bothered and upset about people's lives that you are not a part of, that you don't even know for real? Like, why are you so mad and upset about people you don't know? You only know them online, but you are so angry. Mental health is real. And y'all, ladies and men, y'all gotta know when you are dealing with some really sick people. And that's why I manage how much time I spend online. Because with all due respect, a lot of people in our community is sick. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but I'm going to say it. With all due respect, it is crazy. No one said Mechee X doesn't curse. No one said that. No one said Mechee X doesn't pipe up. No one said that. So I'm not going to go over what I said. You can just rewind the video and catch your ears up, because clearly you're slow. And it's okay. That's how the brain works. If you can't process information, you slow. It's okay, you slow. It's okay to be slow. There's a lot of slow people. But thank goodness we have a video you can rewind and you can slow down the speed so you can understand. You can slow it down because clearly you're missing something. Yes, I gotta talk to my audience like that, because some of y'all slow. Don't get your feelings hurt, you slow. Now going back to Dr. Watkins. Dr. Watkins, yes, he finds talent, but a lot of people out here in this capitalistic world finds talent. And they build talent. And when they build talent, they bank off of talent. And when I say build talent, I'm not saying that they're making talent or they're making people who they are. Some people get made into who they are, but I'm not saying that in this sense. I'm saying when you see somebody who has talent and a skill, but they don't have a platform, and you scout them and you bring them a platform. That's what the industry does, period. Whether you're in the entertainment industry, whether you're an actor, a singer, that's what they do. An artist, that's what happens. That's what Dr. Watkins did. He saw an opportunity to grow his network. And at the end of the day, when you grow your network, you grow your bottom line. So he saw an opportunity to do it. Now, I'm not telling you it's right. I'm not telling you it's wrong. I'm telling you what he saw and what he went about doing. And because he did that, what he actually did was sped up a lot of our platforms for those of us who can maintain and manage a platform. Now, there's a lot of people that join his network and nobody listens to them. And they don't grow, and they don't make a platform, and they don't make a space for whatever reason. I can't analyze it. I can't say why, because I don't watch the platform to know. But sometimes it comes across my feed and I might click on somebody and I can only listen for 2 seconds and I turn off and I go about my business, right? And so people that are like that, they don't grow their platform for whatever reason. And then there's people that naturally can move an audience and get an audience to listen and grow their platform. Not everybody can do that. However, he takes chances. And when he sees somebody and he sees an opportunity for them to grow and for him to grow, he goes for it. Now, I'm not going to hold him to that. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. But when you start taking advantage of people, when you start moving shady, when you start being dishonest, then you're no different than like the music industry, how they use rappers and singers and artists. You're no different from that. So when we talk about Dr. Watkins and we talk about his platform or his network, whatever language you want to use, you got to think of Dr. Watkins from that angle. At the end of the day, whether you guys were bamboozled to believe in whatever you wanted to believe, at the end of the day, Dr. Watkins is a businessman. So let me go back to the conversation I had with Michi in Philly. So when we're sitting at the table and I said to her, what are you doing? You should go on your own thing. It's only because I already saw the energy that Dr. Watkins possesses, and I know he's a businessman. And it doesn't mean it is a bad thing. I just know how I have to engage with him. If I'm going to engage with him, I'm going to engage with it from a business standpoint because he is a businessman. And maybe the reason why I never got played out financially from him, because the very first time when he found my video that went viral, had like 1 million views, but by the very first time he found that video and he calls me and we were talking on the phone and he wanted to talk about me coming on the platform, I wanted to talk contracts, numbers, and business. I wanted to know what I was going to be doing was with the real deal, because I was not going to put my energy out there. Because even though I was in my own little world, I charge a pretty penny for my sessions. So it's not that I was struggling, or it is not that I am struggling, because that wasn't my lifestyle. I struggle and I don't get along. Maybe some of y'all get along with struggle. I don't get along with struggle. However, when I approached him and we first talked about it, I came from the business mindset. People that know me personally know how I do. I don't need to put it out online. I don't need to talk about. People that run into me, they see me. They see me in real life. They see how I do. They see how I show up. And the way I show up, you can't pretend to show up that way. You know what I'm talking about. Now we got 3 kids. You can't pretend in that way. But I ain't got to prove that to nobody. I am my real deal. So when I was talking to him, I needed to know that he was his real deal. Because time is money. And if I'm going to put time into his network, it got to be worth it for me, because I could be making money. So I never felt any kind of way about how he went about doing it. However, because what Michi does, she brings everything from her heart. She was offended and she was hurt because she was looking at it as he is her friend. And she wants to help her friend. So you know how it feels. I would imagine, and many of you guys know how it feels to be betrayed by a friend, to feel like you giving your all to somebody and a friend stabs you in the back. And that's how I want y'all to look at it for just a moment. You don't have to agree with their beef. You weren't there. You don't understand it. But just look at the psychology behind it for just a moment. If somebody feels like someone stabbed them in the back, they're going to react. If they feel like they was riding for you and they was 100, they kept it all the way real with you, and you capped, and they're going to react. They're going to react, right or wrong. I'm just asking, right? They're going to react. Me being an ex-Fly Nubian queen, I was in those meetings. Me being an ex-Fly Nubian queen, I know how that network runs. I know the contracts that we had to sign. Dr. Watkins is a businessman. I do not expect anything less from him. That's how I met him, and that's how I roll with him. Business. 1 + 1 is 2 to me. Green. Digital. Transfer me my payment. Hit my PayPal. Boom. I'm good. Right? So he's a business. And on Fly Nubian Queen, it was ran like a business. We had supervisory meetings. And what was her name? Lene? Is it Lynette? Lynette, Janae? I think it was Lynette. Can't remember their names. No offense. No offense whatsoever. But she was our team leader. And he paid her a full salary for her to be not only on that network, but to recruit us, to train us, to give us our forms to fill out, to make sure she had us in our time slots and make sure that we were showing up in our time slots, and for us to have meetings, weekly meetings together, so she can deliver what is expected. And any changes that came from the network, she delivered it to us and we implemented it. It is and was a business. But when you start doing dirty things in a business, it makes for bad blood. It makes for bad blood. Somebody saying, hello, Queens. I was wondering what happened to you and Dr. Boyce. I support Michi. She's a real deal. Nothing happened to me and Dr. Boyce. If I wanted to call Dr. Boyce right now, I can. I don't have any beef with Dr. Boyce. I want to make that very clear for you all. I don't have any beef with Dr. Boyce Watkins. I know a lot of people do, and they are entitled to that. I can't tell somebody how to feel. I cannot tell somebody how to process their emotions. If they are hurt and that's how they responded, I'm not their therapist. That's their thing. That's between them. I'm saying I didn't have any beef with him. However, I watched, I heard, I read, I was there. I know what happened between him and Michi, and I understand it from her perspective. I understand it from her perspective. I'm just saying here, don't misunderstand Michi. See, the only way you can have empathy is if you're able to remove yourself out of your feelings for just a moment and put yourself in somebody else's position. How would you react? Just get your emotions are not attractive. Get your emotions out of this for a second, people. If you were in the same position and you experience somebody messing with your money, if you experience somebody going behind your back and taking your name and then lying to your face and saying they didn't do it, to finding out that they are the owner of it, because when you trademark, that stuff is public information. Finding out that they're the owner and you ask them to their face, I'm just asking you to get out your emotions for a second. How would you feel? Just answer that for a second, audience. Don't worry. I'll wait. I got time. How would you feel? Thank you. It's a betrayal. It's a betrayal. Somebody said, I'd be pissed. I didn't experience that. But had I experienced that, it would have hurt me as well. I would have looked at it like you a snake. But just because I manage my emotions differently doesn't make mine right and hers wrong. Listen, let me tell you something about emotions. When people work with me, I tell people all the time, there's nothing wrong with your emotions. We are designed biologically to have emotions. All emotions are good. Not all behaviors are good. You can make a decision for how you're going to respond. She made her decision and she trademarked his business. That's how she responded. She could either get physical, which would not be good behavior because there's so many legal things that can come with that, or she can do what she did and legally own his business names. The emotions behind it motivated it. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why is that so hard for people to understand? Why do you guys have to always make somebody right and the other person wrong? Why when somebody is okay with being vulnerable with their emotions and putting it out there for y'all to see how they are human and how they respond with their emotions, why is that so hard for y'all? What that really says is you have a problem showing your own emotions. So somebody that displays their emotions, it bothers you because you're not okay being vulnerable. You're not okay doing your work so you can stand in your truth. Michi stands in her truth. She doesn't lie. She doesn't go behind somebody's back. She stands in her truth. I think a lot of y'all can learn something from that about standing in your truth and being okay with it. It takes a lot to put your true face out there. Let me ask you something. Because I don't want y'all to misunderstand Michi. Y'all ain't got to like her. Y'all ain't got to like me. Hell, I don't care. Y'all ain't got to like Dr. Watkins either. I don't care. It ain't going to stop nothing. We all going to go to sleep tonight. We're going to wake up tomorrow if it's God's grace. We're going to go to sleep and wake up and we're going to eat and we're going to get in our cars. We're going to still live our life. How you feel about us, it ain't going to hurt us. It ain't going to stop us one iota. It's not going to stop us. But I want you guys to understand something. Do you know what it takes to get on this camera where there are thousands of you guys watching us and being transparent and being real and being vulnerable and making mistakes publicly? And it's okay to make mistakes, slipping up in our words, misquoting things, saying things wrong. It takes a lot of energy to get up here and do that. Let me ask y'all something. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to put something into perspective. How many of you all have seen vulnerabilities with Dr. Watkins? How many of y'all have seen vulnerabilities with a lot of these platform social media influencers? How many of you all have seen vulnerabilities with them? How many of you all can really say, damn, I felt that. I know what it's like to be that person. Or do you see somebody on a stage? I'm asking y'all. This is not rhetorical. How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all see people and you say, you know what? That took a lot of courage. When my marriage failed, I told y'all. And despite the criticisms that I got, I told y'all. I wasn't scared of it. When me and Dr. Umar Johnson was acting stupid, we wanted to stir the internet up, and we took a picture that was stupid. It was a racy picture for y'all, but we was laughing. It took a lot of poses and a lot of laughter to get that one little shot, and we knew when we got that shot, it was going to blow up the internet, and it did that. Do you know that takes courage to stand in our truth and be okay with it and not be moved by you guys who don't know nothing about us? Do you know how many people made videos about me that knowing my life, making a lot of assumptions, don't know nothing about me, but they decided to make videos about it because emotionally they're reacting to a photo. Emotion to get you guys in trouble. Do you know how many people was there that day we took that picture? It was so many of us there. We was all laughing. We was all internet. But you guys ran with a lot of stories that wasn't even true. And we did that on purpose. because we know how emotionally fragile our people are. We know how much our people are moved by entertainment and gossip. We know how much our people are really not here to do the work. They just want to be entertained. We know that. We knew that was going to happen. And that's why none of us said anything. We just watched. And we was laughing. And we was just sending messages to each other. Y'all see this? Do you know how many people hit my phone? I don't know. I'm upset about the picture. Bitch, you don't know me. What you mean you upset about the picture? You lucky you got access to my number. What you mean? So I'm supposed to live my life through you? And this is what some of y'all do. It's the craziest thing on earth. But I just listen and I just laugh. I said, all right, have a great day. Hung up the phone, took screenshots, forwarded to the crew. Look at this. Look at y'all. Dr. Umar taking screenshots, forwarded to me. Look at this. Look at this. We laughing. We laughing. It's the funniest thing ever. We can get you guys so mad easily. That's how fragile y'all are. We can get y'all so mad easily. And so many of you guys will react. So when you seeing this Michi and Dr. Watkins beef, y'all reacting. Whereas when somebody called me today and was like, Doc, I haven't seen you online in a while, so I know you're busy. I said, yeah, I got a session at 4:00. What's up? She said, well, first of all, and she gave us our accolades, and she said, I don't know, you spoke to your girl, and I said, do I have to call her? Because she ain't got Michi's number yet, right? Maybe I'll introduce them, right? And I said, do I have to call her? And she was like, so you didn't see it? No, I didn't see it. Girl, she done did a video about Dr. Watkins. You got to see this one. I said, okay, I'm going to see it. Let me do these sessions, and then I'm going to see these videos. And I watched it. And you know what? When I saw it, I said, I get it. I mean, I was laughing. I ain't going to lie to you. I was like, ooh, ooh. I was cracking up. But I get it. Right? I get it. Simply G, this wasn't an analogy. It wasn't me giving an analogy. See, this is wait. Let me address simple G's for a second, because this is what I'm talking about. Is it? You guys never fail me. Like every time I say something, you guys always do something to prove my point. He says, and Umar steal from the community too. Bad example. Simple G, I'm gonna need you to back up for just a second. Because again, your emotions is talking for you. That has to stop. What was the reason why I gave the example of Dr. Umar? We're in class. Kids, let's listen. Simply G, can you take a seat and pay attention? See, when you read a story, you got to know the supporting ideas, right? You got to know you got to know the main idea. So you got to understand the main idea so you can follow that story. So what was the purpose of that story, Simple? I'm going to need you to sit down, raise your hand, and tell me your answer. Put the emotions aside and really think this through. Because if you're not able to critically think, you're going to be in a lot of trouble in life. Right? Yes, Silk Team. Silk Team said a lot of people come to people's lives to criticize and wait for something to bark at. Absolutely. Right? Because they don't get it. So I know some of you guys, y'all all got it. Y'all understand why I brought up Dr. Umar. Y'all know, because we was on the topic of emotions. Let me help Simple out. It was about people reacting to, thank you, Simple. Check. Let's do check. Good job, Simple. Good job. It was about people reacting emotionally. And I said that this community, we react to everything emotionally. And I'm going to need y'all to sit back and think critically. And it was also about Simple, how we got into that conversation when I talked about vulnerability. And I said, how many people do you know who are social media influencers in our community who are okay with being vulnerable. That's what it was about. And I said it takes a lot of courage to stand in your truth and be vulnerable to do this work. It takes a lot of courage. All right. And I also said that, do you know how many people come from me? So it was less about Dr. Umar. It was more about me being okay with my vulnerabilities. Before I even brought up the picture, I spoke about even when I got divorced or when I left my marriage. I told you all that because I'm okay with transparency. I'm comfortable with vulnerability. It doesn't bother me. There's nothing you guys can do to hurt me. So it doesn't bother me. And so what I said was, there's a lot of people y'all listen to that they don't share nothing with you. They're not vulnerable about their lives at all. But you cape for them so hard like you know them. I'm just saying. I don't engage social media like that. When I listen to somebody, I'm not there to criticize people. I'm not ready for them to mess up so I can say something and make a video on them. I'm not there to do any of that. When I listen to people, I'm listening to the message. It's not about whether or not I like the way the person speaks. It's not about whether I like the way they dress or I don't like the way they dress, or I think they're straight, or I think they're gay. I don't care about that stuff. What is the message? What is the message? What is the message? What can we do? And this is how we have to realize that this whole world that we are in, that you guys are not necessarily in, but the world that we are in, there are things that go on in our lives that involve each other. We have a lot of cross relationships here, and not just online. Some of us really know each other in real life. Some of us have real access to each other in real life. Right? So that was an assault that she experienced. It was a betrayal that she experienced. She's reacting on it. And if nothing else, we have to allow her the space to have her emotions. Why does that bother y'all so much? Why is that so hurtful to you all? Like, what they eat don't make you poop. Why y'all get, I don't understand it. And another reason why Michi and other people that, address the scammers in our community, the reason why that stuff is so important for them to address is not because they're trying to go for clout. The people that address the scammers in our community, they don't got to go for clout. They already got clout. They ain't got to do it. But the reason why they do it is because some of us are actually doing the work every day. Some of us are not just sitting behind a camera and collecting YouTube money for our living. So when you're actually trying to change, for me, I could talk for me because I'm a clinician. So me being in the clinical world, right? When I am actually trying to change the mindset of people, and I'm working with people, and people come to me from all over. And when I'm constantly working with people, trying to get them to see things differently, dealing with their trauma, or the sexual abuse that happens in our community, or the domestic violence that happens in our community, or the shaming that happens in our community, or the people who are same sex and they still got to hide it in our communities, that hurts people. That is my job to deal with those people to help them. So they have to see a face like mine so they can sift through all the white faces to get to somebody who understands them so that they can do their work. You know how many therapists don't take insurance because we can charge $300 for 45 minutes? Boom, just that quick. That's what we charge. I take insurance. You know why I take insurance? Because half of my community cannot afford to pay me $250 for a 45-minute session. So I take insurance to give them access to services, access to quality services with a face that looks like theirs, with a person who can identify with their experience. That is doing the work. Do you know how many trainings I do? No, y'all don't know because I don't put it out there. I don't tell y'all. But there's a lot of trainings I do to get people into better positions, for them to really understand all the trauma that has been passed down to them from generation to generation to generation that they're still trying to work through, and they're trying to stop their kids from going through the trauma that they go through. That's doing the work. So people like Michi get upset because people like Michi is doing the work. It's a person like me that gets on the phone with her and tells her, you got to calm down just a little bit. You're going to burn yourself out. It's a person like me that says, Michi, sometimes you got to let this one go. You know, you're so passionate. You do too much. You got to stop doing so much, Michi. You got to put boundaries. It's the therapist. It's the therapist that tells her to put boundaries. It's the therapist that slows her down. Is the therapist that allows her to vent. When she comes to my house and something happens from one of you guys in the community, and it gets upset, it's the therapist that stays up with her for as long as I can to help her process it. Because Michi and I, we just different. She's a Pisces. I'm an Aquarius. We just different. She feels all of her emotions, and I say, okay, I'm gonna let this one go. Ain't that serious? Just don't mess with me and my kids. I'm good. Just don't come over here with my family. I'm good. That shit don't lie no matter to me. Okay, they said that. I don't care. And she'll tell you that. She'll come like, look at this video, girl. You see the shit they said about you? I'm like, I don't care. Don't bother me whatsoever. It doesn't emotionally impact me. But Michi is not me. And she's allowed to not be me. And I'm allowed to not be her. That is her space. But don't get it twisted. Even Dr. Boyce Watkins has his face. We all do. Every last one of us do. The difference is Michi shows you her face and he doesn't. That's the difference. It doesn't mean that one is right and the other one is wrong. It means one is okay with being vulnerable and the other one isn't. That's all it means. There's a lesson in all of this for all of us. But I know y'all don't like lessons, right? Y'all just want to come, y'all saw the name and the title, and you're like, ooh, what's happening, right? There's a lesson in all this for all of us. Take whatever you want from the lesson. But for me, my lesson is this. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not in high school, so I don't have to stop being associated or friends or acquainted with one person because the other person doesn't like the other person. I'm never going to do that. I get emails of some of you guys mentally sick, and I never even show the world your emails. People tell me all the time, are you friends with Dr. Umar? Because if you're friends with Dr. Umar, I'm gonna stop following you. Do you really think that that's gonna hurt my feelings? Like, what is wrong with you psychologically? Right? I sit down and like, wow, these people are crazy. I don't know why you friends with with Mechee X. I don't know why you friends with Mechee X. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't know. I gotta reconsider being on your channel. You gotta tell me you reconsidered being on my channel. Like, am I gonna cry? Cause I don't get it. Are we serious? This is what we do in 2022? Y'all really that sick? Let me prescribe some meds for you because you clearly need some help. Let me help you out. Let me give you a referral for some medication. Let me help you out. Right? People be crazy. People be crazy. Shout out to Lovey. Thank you for that, beautiful. People are crazy. I don't know. I don't know what you see and hanging out with what's his name? What's my boy's name with the gold teeth in his school? My son was in his school for a little bit. Oh God, Jesus, my brain is terrible, y'all. It'll pop in my head. Q butter, right? I don't know why you hanging Q. He's ignorant. He's this. He's that. So you telling me that to say what? See, this is the problem. This is the lesson in this. I'm okay with allowing people to be themselves. Be who you are. I'm gonna be who I am. I'm okay with that. Some of you guys are not okay with people being themselves. Even in your own personal lives, you're constantly trying to change somebody. You're constantly trying to get people to do what you want them to do. People are okay being themselves. Stop trying to change people, even in your relationships, whether you're married, cohabitating, dating, committed. Stop trying to change people. People are who they are. Why who they are bothers you. That means you got work to do. If you are annoyed and bothered by somebody being who they are, you got work to do. You got work to do. And some of you guys just can't get it. Some of y'all just can't get it. Michi is who she is. Dr. Watkins is who he is. Tariq Nasheed is who he is. Yvette Carnell is who she is. Tone Talks is who he is. Vicky Dillon is who she is. Cynthia G is who she is. Zaza Ali, she is who she. These people are who they are. Why are y'all so bothered about who they are? If you don't like them, tune off. I mean, that's mental health 101. If you don't like somebody, don't listen. You would stay on somebody's 60-minute broadcast that you don't like to go back and forth in the chat. You got work to do. Some of y'all got some real work to do. Like, y'all don't see what's wrong with that? Like, y'all don't get it? Listen, I end this by saying, I ain't gonna stop talking to Michi. Right? If Dr. Watkins was to hit my phone right now, I ain't gonna stop talking to Dr. Watkins. Right? He ain't never disrespect me. He ain't never play me. I'm never gonna stop talking to Dr. Umar. Unless Dr. Umar and I have a falling out, I ain't gonna stop talking to Dr. Umar. I'm not gonna start talking to Q Butter. Why would I do that? Their personality is their personality. It's their personality. And maybe that's what makes me different. I got to work with personalities every day. Imagine if somebody came into treatment with me and I didn't want to work with them because of their personality. Because I was like, I don't like this person. There's some people now we not kids. We don't see eye to eye. And the people that can't stay, I know it got nothing to do with me. That person got work to do. Because I'm only going to tell you the truth. The truth bothers some people. And they can't withstand it. They ain't ready for the work. They're not ready for the work. And that's okay. But I'm going to work with them. Their personality don't bother me because I understand the message behind their personality. Michi is hurt. She's hurt. She's offended. She feels betrayed because she caped for this guy. She let this guy into her personal home around her family. She let Vicky into her personal home around her family. She let Jay into her personal home around her family. And I'm only naming the people that she named. Everybody else that I know, the beef is there, I'll keep it private because I'm a confidential person. I'm only saying these names because she's already put them out there. So I say that to say, give people the space to be who they are. If you don't like them, you don't have to follow them. But this is a key point for you all in your personal relationships. How often are you bothered by the personalities around you? How often are you bothered by the people around you? And how do you react and how do you respond when someone says something that you don't like or does something that you don't like? How do you respond? Shout out to Key David. She said, Dr. Shonna, keep them on their toes. People don't know how to let people live and walk around them. Shonna, show love to who you love. You are a different breed and it is refreshing. I can only be myself. And I know I'm not for everybody. I know I go over a lot of people's heads. And y'all know I try to slow it down for the slow people in the back. I try to slow it down all the time, but I can only slow it down but so much. Because some people just ain't going to get it. And I'm not going to sit up here and engage the crazies. With all due respect, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to allow the crazies to make me crazy. Right? So listen, B1 family, ADOS family, FBA family, the Nation family, the Christian family, the Muslim family, the Hindu family, the Black Israelite family, all of y'all, right? Every last, or the Yoruba family, every last one of y'all. I love you all. You can be who you want to be with me. As long as we can respect each other in one another's spaces and allow us both to be who we are, I ain't got no beef with you. I'm good. I love every last one of y'all. Be free. Have a good night.